Watershed Management and Effects. In order to achieve the goal of everlasting operation, Sungwen Reservoir has planned a long-term comprehensive dredging project, including the following items: creek and stream renovating engineering. The center builds a number of check dams on branches where sediment transfer problems are serious. It will develop the maximum sediment block effect, thus decreasing scouring and erosion to creek banks. Processing of collapsed land and eroded ditches. With regard to processing of collapsed land and eroded ditches, we carry out planting engineering on collapsed land, build bank revetment on the opposite bank, and conduct control engineering of eroded ditches. After such processing, collapse can be effectively controlled from reoccurrence. Soil and water conservation engineering of roads. With respect to soil and water conservation engineering of roads, keystone, drainage facilities, and protective slope planting are carried out to safeguard road foundations from collapse. This not only keeps good road traffic, but also effectively prevents mud and grit from entering the reservoir. Soil and water conservation of farmable land. In order to achieve soil and water conservation of farmable land, the center especially commissioned the Alishan Village Administration Office to build vertical slope footpaths and simple water tanks, as well as to carry out fruit tree planting, replanting, and cultivation. Those efforts will develop the potential and enhance the economic value of land. Conservation of slopes and management of timber industry. As far as the conservation of slopes and management of timber industry is concerned, the center builds hillside ditches and conducts forest planting projects to prevent soil loss and reinforce the brought-up function of water resource. Soil and water conservation in the watershed, survey and administration. The Watershed Administration belongs to the Integral Territory Security Project. Therefore, the center patrols the whole area all the time and exposes illegal acts like deforestation, excessive construction, and land abuses whenever found. Aggradation measurement of the reservoir. Since it began to store water in 1973, Sungwen Reservoir is always checked for aggradation measurement every year. Due to the excellent administration of the watershed, the actual aggradation volume is only 67% of the estimation. Such a performance is nothing but remarkable. Inspection and maintenance of water quality. With regard to the check and maintenance of water quality, the center invites professional institutes to collect water samples and check the quality. Moreover, the center strictly punishes and reports any pollution events to the watershed and the water storage range. Under the strenuous efforts of this bureau in the past years, the check results of water quality have always met the requirements of drinking water, thus providing the safest and the most stable water to the public. Tourism and accommodation service in the scenic area. The scenic area of Sungwen Reservoir is located in the water source, quality, and volume conservation area. Therefore, the conservation of water resources and the ecological environment attracts the most attention. Engineering works for development are under critical control too. However, such a critical control protects Sungwen Reservoir from overdevelopment, thus inhabiting abundant natural and ecological resources in the scenic area. Different species of plants, insects, fishes, birds, and animals contribute to an ecological treasure of knowledge and interest. With regard to the planning of tourism development, the center follows the laws and regulations for reservoir development in order to serve tourists in the scenic area. The center has planned the following sections based on the regional characteristics: the office block of the Water Resources Bureau that looks like a park, Tongko Camping Ground that is the best for camping and barbecue, the Bird Palace Garden where visitors can appreciate birds and flowers, the Riverside Resort where parents and children can play in the water and relax, the Peak Pavilion and hiking trails that overlook the magnificent dam and the beauty of water, and finally, Zhengwen Youth Activity Center that is suitable for groups and organizations to hold recreational events. As far as accommodation is concerned, in the scenic area is the Zhengwen Hibiscus Resort, an international tourist hotel approved by the Bureau of Tourism. In addition, the Zhengwen Youth Activity Center is suitable for schools and organizations to hold recreational events and training programs. Meanwhile, the East Gate Camping Ground adds even more fun. As a whole, visitors are welcome to enjoy accommodation, dining, camping, barbecue, and other high-quality services provided by those establishments. The scenic area of Zhengwen Reservoir crosses over Chiayi and Tainan counties, thus connecting the adjacent tourist attractions, such as appreciating lotus in Baihe, Guangziling Hot Spring, appreciating maple trees at Red Leaves Park, Dabu Scenic Line, etc. A trip to the scenic area leads you to the majestic beauty of Chiayi and Tainan regions. Prospects. In the future, Zhengwen Reservoir will develop the operational effects to its full potential. More efforts will be used for soil and water conservation and the maintenance of the sediment dam in order to achieve better watershed management. Besides, continuous research and development is always carried out to seek for new technology of reservoir aggradation cleaning in order to extend the service life of the reservoir and to accomplish the goal of everlasting operation. As far as tourism is concerned, the center will continue to improve public construction and service quality. All these efforts will make Zhengwen Reservoir the #1 tourist attraction in southern Taiwan.